Hello.
Hi, Stan. How are you?
Excellent. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy Sales Navigator Monday.
Monday. Exactly. Exactly. So today we're looking forward to talking about Sales Nav has so many different features. A lot of times it's easy to overlook some of the most powerful features, or we may start using them and then just kind of forget about them during the course of things because we're
I
all
do
so
that a
busy.
lot.
Yeah, so it is very, very easy to do. So we're going to start with things that anyone who has a Sales Navigator license can access. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And then we'll move to a couple of features that you need Sales Navigator Advanced to
Okay.
be able to access. So first of all, we've talked about alerts. But this is just a gentle reminder that we all have the ability to bookmark alerts.
Right.
And since alerts, and we have both account alerts and lead alerts, both are triggers for sales opportunities. Sales Navigator is trying to help us easily see where we
Mhm.
may have opportunities to start conversations with people and accounts of interest to us. So we're all busy. We may be, just glancing at the Sales Navigator homepage and see something that's of interest, but we don't really have time to dive into it right there or respond to it.
Mhm.
So one of the capabilities of Sales Navigator is there's a little bookmark icon that we can use just to bookmark the alert so that we can come back to it. So with activities like that, we definitely suggest that you block a little bit of time in your calendar both to bookmark and to check the bookmarks, because that's the other
Yeah.
side. We can bookmark something, but if you're like me, may come back 2 weeks later and say, oh my
Oh,
goodness,
I forgot.
I forgot to check all those bookmarks. So Brenda,
Yeah.
any thoughts on that ability just to be able to bookmark
Yeah,
and
I've got lots of thoughts on this. And when we talked about this earlier today and you brought this one up, um, I was like, yeah, this is brilliant. And I forget to use this feature. So ideally, and you can filter your news feed, right? So as you mentioned, you can filter it by accounts, you can filter it by leads, you can filter it by changed executives and lead shares that's sharing content. So you can filter this, and
yeah.
then for specific things that you really want to act on. But
Excellent.
as you said, you may look through and go, okay, here are 7 things I want to act on over the next week.
Yeah.
So I go in and I click my bookmarks, and then each day, part of my activity is to go into my bookmarks and engage with one of them or two
Mm,
of them based on your time. So what we know, especially, so there's 3 triggers that we know are incredibly effective. One is a lead share. If a lead shares content, they are thrilled when you engage. So let's say you've saved some leads that are second degree connections. They have no idea who you are. You're not on their radar at all. When they share content and you engage, a couple things. Number one, it feels organic. It doesn't feel like you're pulled them up on a list, even though you did in Sales Navigator, but it feels organic. So now you go in, you engage, you comment, you like on that content, and all of a sudden you matter to them, right?
mhm.
But there may be 15, 20 things or 20 shares of people that you've saved, and you can't do it all at once. But when you come back tomorrow, there's new stuff.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that bookmark is a great way to go in. You bookmark all these lead shares, and then you put 20 minutes a day in your calendar to engage, and you start there. You start with the leads that you saved that shared content. Now, go through for some people the change job is a big one. For other folks, I mean, like there's so many different. It might be a funding event by an account that is really important.
Important to you.
So figure out what is most important to you. Take a look, and you don't have to do it every single day, but every couple of days, take a look, filter it to the things that matter to you, and use that bookmark. And now you've got activities that are completely aligned with your prospecting efforts. You don't have to worry about random acts of social. These are purposeful acts
Yeah.
that are
Yeah.
leading to opportunities. Okay, I really loved that one, Stan. Sorry I went on and on and on.
No, that's great because as you said, it helps to eliminate random acts of social because we're all looking for opportunities to engage and it's like,
Mhm.
okay, and you go to the person's activity and
Yeah.
Sales Navigator is just kind of putting it up for us on a platter saying, hey, here they are. All you
Mhm.
have to do is engage with them.
Yeah. It's really, and that's one of the most powerful. There's so much power in Sales Navigator, but the fact that we have a completely customized news feed that is just about the accounts and the leads that we told Sales Navigator that we care about is just, I think, the most powerful sales tool available to us today.
Yep. Yep.
What's next?
Number two, the second one is the ability to exclude certain things from
Mm,
searches.
mhm,
So
mhm,
we're all used to looking for, okay, what do I need to include if my territory is I don't know, Texas and so forth. So I need to include that, and then by titles and so forth and so on. But there are times when it's very helpful to be able to let Sales Navigator know what you don't want to see
mhm, mhm.
search results. And that applies to both lead searches and
Mm,
account searches.
yeah.
Now, there are a lot more filters for leads than there are for accounts, understandably, but you do have the ability to exclude certain things in both. So, the one other thing that I'll mention, because I know I'll forget this if I don't right now, is when you're in a filter and you pull up, say, geography, and maybe you have, I don't know, Pennsylvania, but Philadelphia is not yours.
Mm, that's perfect.
So, okay, show me Pennsylvania, but let me exclude the greater Philly area or whatever, because you can do it by counties, you can do it by state, by metro area, etc.
I
So, yeah, just wanted to mention that.
That's a
Great,
good one. I have another one
great.
that made me think of. So you inspired me. In industry, take out your own, right? Like if you're
Mm,
searching for leads, so let's say you're a banker and you're going to search for executives in a business development role, not or they wouldn't do that. Never mind. CEOs in manufacturing. I'm thinking of who I want to meet. So you're a banker and you want CEOs in manufacturing. So you don't have to take out banker. I'm thinking this on the
yeah,
fly, but I think, all right, but you get where I'm going with my
ex
brain, right?
exactly. Yeah,
Take out,
because 'cause you're not gonna prospect your own industry for the
yeah,
most
but I
part.
haven't come up with the exact example in my head. The other thing that you can take out um, are like self-employed. So instead of
Mm,
picking everyone, you could probably take out a self-employed. I mean, there's a lot of filters that we could exclude from.
yep, and this is also why we suggest making a list of your clients and your competitors, for example, because you can also exclude lists from search.
Oh, that's a brilliant one. Like, let's go deeper on that. Talk about that.
Yeah, so for example, you don't want to prospect your competitors, so you put together an account list of all your competitors. And when you're setting up search filters, and I think on past episodes we've talked about setting up kind of a first base search where you just
Yes.
do a template that you can reuse and just tweak each time.
Mhm.
But one of the things you'll want to do is say, well, I don't want to prospect my competitors. If you're an SDR, for example, charged with greenfield accounts or new logos, well, you don't want to prospect your existing clients. So that's a good reason to have a list of all your existing clients because you know I don't want to prospect them because I'm looking for new logos in that example.
I love that. That's really smart use. So I'm going to recap what you said. Let's go with customers. I'm prospecting, but we have 27 customers that I don't want to even go near. So I save them all in one list that's called current customers. Now I go in to do my search and I go down to the say, is it saved leads maybe? I have to go look, and you exclude that lead search name. So wait, I'm going down. So it's
Yes,
account list, save leads and accounts. Yeah, lead lists.
it's
So
list.
under workflow, you go in and you choose that competitor or client list, but you exclude instead of include, and you don't accidentally prospect an existing client.
Yep,
It's brilliant.
exactly,
Ah,
exactly.
I love it, love it, love it. Okay, what's next?
So yeah, the time flies so quickly. So next three we're going to talk about you need advanced to do. So one is it's simple. It's not as exciting as some of the ones we've talked about,
Wait,
but it is
can we just mention what advanced is for folks?
okay. Yep. So if you're, say, a solopreneur, you can sign up for Sales Navigator Core and you have access to the search filters and so forth. But there are a few features, like some of the ones we'll be talking about next, that you don't have access to. And that's the one that's the most affordable,
Mhm.
gets you into using Sales Navigator. Now, I understand, is it under advanced that you can sign up as a team of one?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So if you have the budget, you can sign up for advanced and get access to all the features that we're going to be talking about here
Mhm.
as well. So the price and the other difference is the ability to, if you have a team, if you're all on the same license. So if
Mhm.
the team under the same license, and we'll be talking about this in a few minutes, you'll have the ability to share certain types of information with your teammates very easily if you have
Yeah,
an advanced license.
and then there's advanced plus, which most companies have, bigger companies,
Yes.
because you can connect to the CRM. What
Yep.
we have a team of 4, and we have Sales Navigator Advanced right in the middle, not the core, not the plus. Yeah, this is like Baby Bear, just right. Um, so Stanley, what's the first one that comes with that advanced uh, license?
So the first one is that you can upload a list of accounts. So say a CSV file.
Mhm,
So we talked about, just for an example, if you wanted to create a list of your existing accounts, because it's a good idea to have in there,
mhm,
both for exclusions and it signals the algorithm and all kinds of good stuff. But you can uh, put all your accounts in a file, CSV. You just have to make sure that the fields are named correctly, and Sales Navigator talks you through exactly what to name each of the
mhm,
columns. And then you can upload it. So rather than having to put your accounts in and search from one by one, you can just upload the file with all of your accounts, or really whatever you choose, but presumably it's going to be your accounts,
mhm.
into Sales Navigator. And so that's just something that makes your life easier. Not as exciting, perhaps, in some worlds as exclusions and some of the other things we'll talk about, but very helpful, huge time saver.
Absolutely, and there are some folks that get 100 accounts to their like they, where they're assigned if you're in an account-based sales or marketing type company, and like, here's your 100 accounts. This helps with that. So I think that's really valuable. It may not be as sexy as the other ones, but it's very helpful.
Yep, exactly, exactly. And the next one that we'll be talking about is the ability to share different
Oh,
things with your teammates. And then we're
mhm.
going to get to the fun one at the very
I
end.
know, I
I
know.
saved that one
Yeah.
for last. But the ability to share information in your with your teammates.
Mhm,
So, for example, you can add your own notes
mhm,
to a lead profile, as an example, and you can make those notes either private or public. So, if you for some reason you're the only person that you want to see these notes, you can make it private. But in most cases, you want to share. So just make it public so your teammates can see those same notes.
right,
And
and public just means your team can see them, it's not like public
exactly.
public.
Yeah,
So I've
exactly.
had clients ask me, "If I make this public, will the client
Whole
see my
world be
note?"
able to
No.
see. Yeah, yeah. And so no one can see the notes except for you or and your teammates. So you can share notes. You can also share searches.
Mhm,
So if you set up an ideal search parameter with it and it's bringing you the exact results that you want, and
mhm,
say you've got a teammate
mhm.
that is prospecting the exact same profile as you, except that they have a different geographic territory. Well, you can easily share the saved search with your teammate. All they have to do is go in, change to their own geographic territory, and they've got the search. So those are just a couple of
Can I add
things. Go
one?
ahead. Yep,
If
absolutely.
you are working with a BDR SDR,
Yeah.
you can create a list of folks that you can then say, "Oh, I know this person," or um, "I'll reach out to them," or "Can you reach out to this person and mention this?" Right? And it's all in one, so you can
In
have,
one
you
place.
know, a
Yeah.
a big list of the people that you've determined you're going to tag team on or work on. And then if you have, there are some collaborative sales teams now, which are very interesting, where you have a tech person who's in sales and then the relationship builder in sales.
Mhm.
And while the CRM should be your primary place for all these notes, you don't want to mess it up with pre sales, pre qualified leads. Like, you don't want to add all of these not yet qualified opportunities into your CRM. So there's a lot of pre CRM activity that can happen in a collaborative sales environment via Sales Navigator.
Yep, exactly, exactly. And Bryn, you just mentioned the other category of share that I was going to mention, which were you can share lists. Yep,
I
no,
thought you
that's
were
fine because yep, because that was one of the other things. Um, so sharing information. Now, the last one, number 5, are smart links. And though we've talked about smart links before, but smart links are just a super cool feature of Sales Navigator, formerly known as Point Drive. I believe it goes back a while, but smart links, they allow you to use one link to share multiple pieces of content with whoever you like to send it to. And then as they start looking at the content in there, or if they share it with their teammates, even better, you can
mm-hmm,
see exactly how much time they're spending on each piece of content and who they've shared it with. So,
right.
Brent, I know you love smart links and use them extensively. Um, thanks, Mel. So, your thoughts just on smart links because it's a fabulous tool.
So It's interesting. I use Smart Links for lots of things. I use it for Content Hub. So if I have information that I want to share, maybe to all in one industry, and then I can see who's looking at it, who's downloading it, how interested are they. But I also share my proposals in Smart Links, so I can see who's looking at it. And we currently have a proposal out for a company that we worked with 3 years ago. And I saw that he clicked through the 3-year-old Smart Link.
Wow.
So I reinitiated the conversation and we now have a proposal out again. There is no way if I had just sent a proposal that I ever would have known that he was interested again. 3 years almost.
That's
November will
amazing.
be 3 years. It's amazing. So
Amazing.
the using smart links is really smart and it's underutilized. There's so many ways to use it, not just who's looking at my content, but who's looking at my proposals, who's looking at um if you're even internally collaborating with people. It's like one hub for you guys to look at. So just there's a lot of ways to use smart links. Ultimately, the goal is using the data the right way. So,
Mhm. Mhm. Exactly. Exactly. And I
yeah.
yep, and I know I've used it just to put a presentation on, send it to myself just in case, yeah, anything goes wrong when I'm presenting
That's
somewhere.
because you can
Just
download
backup.
it.
Yeah,
That's great. And
exactly.
anyone can download it from their computer. They don't have to log into anything. Ah, look at that's another wonderful way to use it. I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Now, side note, you can take your link, your share link, and create a QR code in Canva or in a Bitly. You could go in and create a QR code. So if you're doing any kind of presentation or you want to put it on a business card, um, you can draw people to a lot of these hubs of content uh, in many different ways. Oh, you could also use a link. By the way, I just thought of this. In your profile, there's a call to action link, right? In the top of the fold where you can send them.
Mhm.
We send them to socialsaleslink.com/library for people to sign up for a free library. But if you don't have, like you're a bigger company, maybe you don't have access to the website for content, you can create the hub in Smart Links and have that as your call to action on your profile and you can see who's clicking through.
Through. Yes.
We have
So
to say that's
that's
the
a new
first
one.
time we that's a new one.
Yes.
So sometimes I love just doing this because we come up with new ideas when we're live.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And, the QR code, I remember when you mentioned that one time in the past, I said, "That's awesome. Never
Yeah.
thought of that." And
Yeah.
anyone that's done presentations, the number one question is, will you all be sending out the presentation afterwards? And instead, you can just tell people, pull out your phone, take
You
a
can have it
picture, and
now.
you've got it. Yep.
And you know who got it, at it, who's downloading it. So, often if you go, okay, I'll have the host of this event email you a PDF, you have no data, no intel. With Smart Links, you do. Stan, as always, this is so much fun. I look forward to these every single week.
Yes. And speaking of which, just in case you don't remember, well, we're looking forward to the next one. We won't tell you what the next topic will be, but it will be good. It will be good. And SalesNav just keeps making changes. So do
Yeah.
contact us with anything that you'd like to hear us talk about.
Oh, can
Okay.
I also
And
throw out
sure.
go to socialsaleslink.com/events and scroll down And once a month, we have a Be Our Guest to Coaching. So if you have questions, that's a great place to come ask Dan and myself and Bob Woods and Gunnar Hood questions.
Yes, exactly. So those are always fun. It's like getting 4 coaches for the price of 1, so to speak. It's amazing.
Well, and the Be Our Guest is free.
It's
So
free.
how about that?
It's free.
All
So
right,
Bryn,
my friend.
thanks so much. This has been awesome, and we'll
I
see you
had
next time.
bye guys.
Bye.